Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing an iris painting. You know how much I love the irises, the iris flower, because it's just gorgeous, and you know that it is linked to Van Gogh, and as you know, I love Van Gogh so much. So we'll be doing a yellow iris flower today, and we'll only be using like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 to 6 colors. It depends if I'll be needing the black color or the Payne's gray. So these are the following colors that we'll be using. We have green oxide, cadmium yellow. This kind of yellow is like a shade darker than the cadmium yellow. It's called Xoxo yellow deep. So use your yellow deep, and then orange and titanium white. I might use some Payne's gray or black later, but just for detailing, we are not going to use that for the main look of this painting. So I'm gonna sketch first my subject, which is the iris. So for the sketch, I'm just gonna use my cad yellow, all right, and then add a tiny bit of white. It doesn't really matter, actually. You can actually use pure white, pure yellow. This is just for sketching purposes. You can even use your chalk if you have one. It's just that I don't have a chalk. I could have used chalk, to be honest. So we're just gonna draw the iris flower. Again, we're sketching, guys, so nothing final here. Everything is just a generalization of the shape and spacing and proportion. Nothing final. Everything can be adjusted, or anything can be adjusted later. It depends. Right. Like that. All right, like that. Again, we will adjust it later. Like that. And the body, the stem, like this. All right, and now let's underpaint. I'm gonna use my cadmium yellow plus titanium white. All right, like this. Maybe I'm gonna add a tiny bit of orange. I don't know if this is too much. I'm gonna add my yellow deep, so it's like this color. It's like pinky, orangey, yellowy color. It's just a mixture of everything. We're gonna underpaint first our iris. Oh, by the way, guys, I did not mention, you can actually see that I use a black canvas for this one. I painted it myself. It's actually an old painting, a practice painting of mine that I no longer like. So I painted it with some black acrylics. If you have your ready-made black canvas, it's all right. You can actually use that. The point, or my point in using black canvas, is to actually emphasize the light that we'll be painting today. We're painting the light today, guys. All right, so this is just the underpainting. I'm gonna use a lot of white. Okay, maybe I'm gonna add a tiny bit of cadmium yellow, but a lot of white as well. So it's like light yellow right here. This is the underpainting. Definitely when we underpaint, we do the highlights later, which will give life to this painting even more. You know, I love painting using the yellow color because uh, when I paint with yellow color, it's automatic that I'll be doing some light play. It's just automatic. I don't know why. All right. Like that. And then I'm going to use my orange. Okay. And maybe add some yellowy colors. We're going to color this area with some orangey colors. Again, we're just color blocking, nothing detailing here. We're just color blocking. All right, and then I'm gonna get my green oxide. We're just gonna color this part with some green oxide, like that. All right. Right, it's not making sense right now. Some greens. Okay, like that. All right, wash your brush out. Okay, now I'm going to use another brush. I'm just gonna get my pure titanium white. Pure white. Let's create some details, guys. Oh, it's still wet. Okay. All right. Can you give me a minute, guys? I have to get my hair dryer. I just have to dry things quite faster. So here's the dryer. I'm just gonna dry it quite fast so that I apply the white much better and much more effective. All right, so excuse the sound, guys. Right, I think that's enough. So now I'm gonna continue applying the white directly because I feel like, yes, that's it. That's perfect. So I'm just gonna apply pure white right here. And if you see me like using my fingers a lot here, you know me, guys. I always use my hand. I always do direct contact. So I'm just gonna apply some white right here and up here. Like that. All right, I'm gonna use the same color down here. Some white. All right. And for this area, I'm just gonna use not pure white, but I'm gonna gray it a bit. So I'm gonna use my pure white plus tiny bit of orange. So it's like white, but there's some sort of orangeness to that. So I'm just gonna use this one to make some highlights right here. It's not pure white, remember that. We don't want to use pure white here because this area or this side is not really receiving enough light for it to be super white. Just like this part, We don't want that. We only want some sort of highlight, but consistent with the light source. And it's actually Sunday today here, and I can still hear some, or you can still hear probably the street, the sounds of the street in the background. All right, like that for now. Okay, so I'm gonna add some back petals. So I'm gonna use my light yellow color. Let's just add some back petals because we don't want it to be like a 3-petal flower. Like that. And I'm just gonna paint it with white. Of course, this is not yet done. There are a lot of things to be done here. All right. Like that. Let's allow it first to dry. Okay. I'm gonna get my, all right, this time I think I'll be needing some black. You can use your Payne's gray. It's just that for this painting, I prefer to use pure black than Payne's gray because I like the pigment of my black more than Payne's gray. So I'm gonna do some gray color. I'm gonna use my black plus white. Like this. It's not super gray, guys, but with the black color, it dulls the white. So it's like light gray. And I'm just gonna use this color to darken this side. Like this. Like that. All right, like that. So I just darken it. And then I'm gonna add some darker shades of gray. So I'm gonna use more black and I'm gonna outline the petal with some gray. Like that. Oops, this is wrong. Okay. I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna use my cad yellow. Let's color this area with some cad. Okay, hints of yellows right here. And even here. All right, like that. And then again, cad yellow. We're going to do the second layer of the petals. We're just gonna use some cad yellow. Like that. Like that, and also here. All right, and then cad yellow still right here. You can add a tiny bit of white to your yellow just to make it more opaque. You know, yellow is quite transparent, as I think most people think that working with yellow is quite hard more than any other color. So I'm gonna add light yellow this time. I'm gonna add more white. I'm gonna go up. And just try to blend, especially this middle part. Just try to blend. All right, like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my white, pure white. Let's make some more light play here. I'm gonna dull my yellow. I'm gonna add black. Okay, more black probably. Just to create some folds. Like that. Again, I'm gonna dull my yellow and like apply it here. All right, I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna get my pure orange, get your pure orange, and let's make some like definition right here. And I'm gonna use the same orange to dab on some details. All right, I'm just gonna use my fingers, oops, sorry, to make it quite like natural looking, like patterns. Okay. Like that. All right, I'm gonna wash my brush out. And let's go back to white. And I think I already ran out of white. Remember guys that we'll be using a lot of white here today because of the light play. And also we want to make sure that the paint is already dry when we apply the white, so that you know it really highlights whatever area that we're trying to highlight. We don't want to work wet on wet this time. We want the paint to dry first before we do the highlighting. So this is just pure white. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of white right here along the edge of this petal. Pure white. All right, and then let's go back here. Just try to emphasize even more the light. All right, I'm just gonna use some light yellow. We're going to define the petal. Just outline, just go around the petal. Okay, I'm gonna switch to yellows, like that. You see that? Like that. Okay, here as well. Like that. Okay. And right here, we're just going to like outline it a bit. Okay, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of orange this time. Oops. All right. I'm gonna get my yellows. I'm gonna add black with orange to make some brownie color. Like this color, guys. Brownie orange. All right, like that. And we're going to add some hints of orange colors on the petals, just like so. All right, and we're going to use the same color to create some tiny patterns that we see on the iris flower. All right, I'm gonna use again my dull orange to color this side or part of the flower. Make it quite dull because it's not really receiving enough light. All right, I'm gonna add some black to make it more dark browny colors, just like that. All right, like that. Going to add some more definition. All right, I'm gonna wash my brush out. Let's create some gray colors. Gray. Like this gray, maybe add some more black. Like this. I'm going to add more folds right here. Okay, and here, just darken it. Like that. Here. Like that. All right, now I'm gonna use my pure black and I'm gonna water it down and color some areas right here with some black, because again, it's not really receiving enough light. Like that. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna get some yellow-green color. Get your cad yellow plus green oxide, like so. Cad yellow. Maybe add white just to brighten it up a bit. And we're going to use this color to highlight this side of the stem. Like that. All right, I'm just gonna allow that first to dry. Let's go back to painting. All right, the petals, I'm just gonna use my white, pure white. Let's fix this area, the back petal. Like that. Like that. Okay. And then again, let's go back to doing some more whites right here. Again, I'm just applying pure white to areas that actually need to receive more light. Okay, this time I'm gonna use my permanent yellow, and I'm gonna glaze some areas right here with some permanent yellow. It's quite transparent, so the beauty of it is that it makes the color more what do you call that, emphasized. Yeah, it's more emphasized. The yellowness is more emphasized. And let's tap on some details right here. Yeah, just dabbing it on. All right, I'm gonna make some gray color, and let's make some more like definition. Not too dark. Like that. All right, wash your brush out. And I'm just gonna use a small brush to create some finer details. I'm gonna mix that with my yellow, or I'm gonna mix my yellow and orange. Let's create some more orange. Just tiny details of, or tiny suggestions of pollens. Are those pollens? Like that. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. My cad yellow, use your cad yellow, guys. To make some more smaller details. All right, I'm gonna use some light yellows. Okay, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of pure white right here to suggest transparency or translucence. All right, I'm gonna get my pure black. Let's create like a hole. Oh, that's too watery. To suggest that the petals are separate from each other. So just going to make a tiny hole, right, like so. I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm going to get my light gray colors. Mix that with tiny bit of yellow, like this. Let's create some details. These are tiny details that, for me, even if they are small details, they make like a good amount of difference. All right. I hope you're not hearing my neighbor because it's Sunday today, so all right. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna dry this using my hair dryer. All right, and then we'll do some more detailing, especially the color. So I'm just gonna get my permanent yellow. I'm gonna add tiny bit of I don't know, orange to that, like this. I'm gonna use a lot of water, guys, like this. And you can actually see the mixing of black, but it's all right. I would like to glaze something, this part, the middle part. I'm just gonna glaze it with this color because I want to emphasize the presence of light above. So in order to do that, I have to darken some areas to give it some more contrast. Right here. All right, I'm just gonna use my fingers again. All right, like that. And then this time I'm gonna use my pure black. Okay. I'm gonna use a lot of water again, and let's try to darken some areas right here by glazing it. All right. Don't glaze the white part. We don't want too much darkness right there. Here I'm gonna glaze also because I want the white to actually pop out. All right, I'm gonna use again my gray colors right here, but I'm gonna use my fingers to remove it, thereby leaving some hints of grays, like that. Now I'm gonna use my pure white. Just to reapply. Like that. And here as well. Some hints of brightness in this area. Not the whole thing though. Like that. All right. Okay, hints of white. Like that. All right. Okay, again, permanent, titanium white right there. And I'm just gonna go around this tiny triangular hole that we did. Oops, sorry. We're going to fix that later. Okay, I'm gonna add white to my yellows. Make some light yellows. Did you hear that? Did you just hear my neighbor? It's my neighbor's kid, guys. All right. Okay, again, I'm gonna make some gray colors. Okay, I'm gonna fix that blob. Okay, so that it's perfectly black background. I'm just detailing, guys. Nothing crazy here. Alright, again, I'm just gonna get my permanent yellow because I want to create some other shades of yellow. Here, I'm just, again, right here. Okay, I'm gonna use again my pure white. Just the edge. Edge of the flower. Like that. All right. And here, the back petal, don't forget. All right. Now I'm going to use my permanent yellow. I'm just gonna glaze this area. like that. And my light yellow, so white and yellow. We're just going to make some suggestion of translucence right here in the middle. And then get your green oxide. Okay, I need like darker green oxide. So darken your green oxide. And then create that vase-like pattern. And then black to create some tiny details, spots. Alright, I'm gonna use my smaller brush or finer brush. I'm gonna make use of my pure white, and let's just go around the petal. Try to highlight the flower. Like that. Like that. Like that. And here, highlight the edge, just the edge. All right. I think I have to make this quite darker. I'm gonna get my permanent yellow and then orange, water, a lot of water, and maybe I'm gonna add a tiny bit of black so that it's quite dark. Oh, maybe this is too dark. We're just going to adjust it. All right, I'm gonna use a lot of water, and I really wanna darken this area, guys. Okay, like that. Like that. Then let's create again some tiny patterns. Okay. I'm gonna get my cad yellow. If you notice, guys, we're layering a lot because we're trying to play with light. So the more layered it is, the more we create that good contrast. All right, like that. Then I'm gonna use my white to glaze the upper portion of this painting. I'm gonna use my pure white, and I'm just gonna glaze it. Just the top, guys, just the top. Don't move any lower. Just the top. Okay, and just the sides. Just the edge. Like that. And here as well. Like that. I want to create some sort of light source from the background or on the background. I'm just gonna use my permanent yellow deep, tiny bit of orange. Let's try, guys, let's try. And I'm just gonna make some blurriness like from behind. I'm just going to suggest some sort of background light that you may or may not do. It's not necessary. I just feel that it has to have some light source, just to suggest that something is in the background, like another flower or so. Like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's only a suggestion of light source, but I kind of like it. Just add some drama to that, to our painting. Right. I'm gonna get my cad yellow. And I don't know, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of cad yellow. Oops. And of course, just along, again, the edge of the flower. All right. I'm just gonna use my black to define the stem. I'm gonna add some tiny bit of orange right here. All right, and let me check. Oh, I kind of like this one. I like it. Right? I like this one. Gonna make some gray colors. Again, just to add some more folds. Again, orange. Let's add some more details of orange. Like that. And I'm just gonna I just added some background styles. If you don't like the background, it's alright. I kind of like it because it suggests that there are other flowers from behind, but they are just suggestion, indication, right? They are not really detailed, but you can tell that they're there. All right, now I'm going to get, for the last steps, my cad yellow. I'm just gonna make it quite light here. Again, to suggest translucence, not transparency. Just gonna make some tiny more details. Like that. I like this one. All right, it's nice. Okay, just more highlights of white. Like that. You know, when the paint already dries, you can easily apply the highlights because it will not blend with the paint underneath. So I suggest that you wait for the paint to completely dry before you do the highlighting. And I have to sign this now. I don't know where to sign though. I'm just gonna sign right here. I'm just gonna use my white, of course. Right here, just gonna sign it. And we're done. Yes, I think this is good. Or not, maybe not, I'm not yet done. I'm sorry guys. Just need more detailing. All right. Okay. Right. Okay, so this is done now, I think. This is good. So yes, another iris painting for all of us today. I like irises, as you know me. As you know me, if you've seen me paint flowers, you've probably seen me like do a lot of irises. Either from my trip to France or when I just like a picture that is copyright free and then it's an iris image, then I paint it. So thanks for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed this iris painting tutorial. I hope you do this one, and of course see you in my next video.